I ask the spectator to reach over and to cut the cards about in half, wherever they want. They drop the cards, okay, like that. I say, great. So you could have cut one more card down or two more cards up. Totally random to start off. You decided which cards we're going to use. I then ask the spectator to take the cards in their own hand and deal the cards out into some piles. They say, go ahead, deal out 3, or how about 4 piles? And they start to deal them out. And then I say to them, you don't have to deal them one after the other. You can deal some randomly over here. You can ignore one pile or deal on the others and stop. Only deal as many cards as you want. And the spectator decides to stop there. I say, great. Another wonderful random choice. I say, it's great. So you cut the cards wherever you wanted. Then you dealt them out, and you stopped wherever you wanted. And then after all that, here's what I want you to do. I want you to remove some cards. You can take 1 card, 3 cards, 2 cards, whatever you want. And they remove 1 card here, and let's say 2 cards there, none there. They decide none there, and I say finally, how many you want? And they take off 1 there. Whatever they want. Random on random. And I say, okay, let's see if there's a pattern. I want you to count the cards. And they count the cards out. We got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 over there. We got 2 here, okay? And over here we got 3. And over here, what do we got? We got 3. I said, so no pattern. It's all so random. And all your choices you made were completely random. Which is why when things in this random life come together in an inexplicable way, it can be so very exciting. I get wonderful reactions with this trick. And it involves one of my very favorite card magic sleights. It's not hard to do, and it's absolutely invisible. Even if you've only been doing card magic for a little while, you will be able to do this trick and astound your friends and family. And in just a second, I'm going to reveal the secrets to that very cool trick. This is just so crazy. You walk up to anyone in the world and you say, hey, inside this envelope, I have 2 guesses. Okay, 2 guesses. I want you to think of any playing card right now and now name it out loud. And let's say they go with the 7 of clubs. 7 of clubs. You say, fine. 7 of clubs. Any particular reason why you went with the 7 of clubs? You say, no. You say, watch. I said I have 2 guesses of the playing card. Your hands are empty. And you spill out into their hand if you want, or on the table, nothing else. 2 small slips of paper. Your first guess was a 7. Your second guess was clubs. It's that crazy clean. No switch of the envelope, no difficult sleight of hand, and you never ever miss. This is one of the very cool principles I'm sharing in this week's Mentalism Magic Pack. Click the link now. So with Sound Waves, you introduce a list of the top 100 songs from a popular music magazine, featuring artists like The Weeknd, Justin Bieber, Drake, Selena Gomez, 21 Pilots, Meghan Trainor, Fetty Wap, Elle King, Post Malone, Taylor Swift, and dozens more. Then you ask someone to think of any 2-digit number. It can be 2 digits from their phone number, their street address, their birthday, any 2-digit number. They never write it down, they don't tell their friend, they're just thinking of it. Then you hold out the list and ask them to remember the name of the song on the list corresponding to the 2-digit number they freely chose. Then, without any questions or fishing whatsoever, you just look them in the eyes and name the one song of 100 they're just thinking of. And get this, with Sound Waves, you can immediately repeat the trick for a different person and impossibly reveal the name of a different song. Sound Waves comes complete with a list of 100 top songs printed in full color on magazine quality paper. And you're gonna love the absolutely ingenious secret to this exceptional piece of mechanism. It works close up, stand up, and even on stage. It's also so easy to perform, you're gonna be able to blow someone's mind within minutes of opening the package. This is called It's in the category of a false overhand shuffle. But really, it's also called a slip shuffle because within the category of false overhand shuffles, there's a bunch of different techniques. This is a slip shuffle because all you're doing is slipping out all the cards and leaving the bottom card, okay? So, let me do this very slowly because I know a bunch of you brand new beginners are going to want to do this trick. So, you hold the deck, a full deck or half deck. Because with this trick you only do it with small packets of cards, it's actually easier. So, just to show you how it's done, you can start practicing it. It's going to take about half the deck. And for those who are more experienced and just want to get to the structure and the presentation, we'll get there probably in about 30 seconds, okay? So, you're holding it here and you're applying a little bit of pressure with the thumb and the fingers so that you're taking, and what that does is it keeps the top card, it squeezes the top card and the bottom card together as you pull out the ones in the middle, okay? So you have to have a kind of a light grip here, a general, and then a slightly firmer squeeze with the thumb and the fingertips here, and you're lifting everything out and then just shuffling them off with the thumb. So pulling out and then running off the cards. You can do one card at a time, or you can kind of, with some practice, you'll learn how to release a bit of the top cards, then a few more, and then you can count them off. So you can either be throwing off clumps or pulling with the thumb. But every single time, four spades, even though it looks so casual, and it is so casual, there's no real effort involved, the four spades has kept the bottom card. So that's the trick. That's the key secret. Now, let's drop into the structure here and some of the very important presentational ideas. Too many magicians forget. They talk about their secret techniques, and they think about sleights, and they think about special gimmicks. But, you know, a big part of a secret technique for a magician is what you say. Imagine being able to remove coins with your empty hand from a bunch of borrowed change and always be able to sense the exact date on the coins. Predict the message on a 100% freely selected fortune cookie. Have the money held in someone's closed hand match the exact total of a freely selected store receipt. Reveal an inexplicable connection between you and a complete stranger using just 2 business cards and a couple of magic markers. After just having a deck thoroughly shuffled, being able to predict the identity and even the order of 5 selected cards. Psychically send a mental image of a glass of wine to someone from the audience, right down to the exact level of the liquid, and even have the secret knowledge required to mentally control every choice a person makes during an entire game of X's and O's. I've got my 4 aces. They are on the top of the deck as I start. First, let's start. I'll lift off about half the pack. They lift off about half the pack, drop them on the table. We get rid of these. This whole pattern of getting rid of things and random choices. So we know the aces, of course, right now. All 4 aces are on top of the deck, right? Okay, next. I say to the spectator, you cut the cards. That's great. Now I want you to deal the cards. Pick them up, and I want you to deal out some cards. Let's deal out, let's say, 3 rows. How about we do 4 rows? So I'm already using my language to suggest it's all casual. It's all random. So the spectator starts to deal out the cards like this. And now once they deal out the 4 cards down, it doesn't matter what else they do. So even if they start to deal them, now you'll find with most people, because they don't want the trick to screw up, is they'll immediately start to deal them in a row again and again. But you immediately stop them after the first 4 or 5 cards and say, hey, deal as many cards in each pile as you want. Doesn't matter. 2 here, 3 there, and only deal as many cards as you want. Stop at any time. Well, this sounds super random. I mean, you couldn't get more random. And they deal, and they deal, and they deal, and they decide the last 2 cards and put aside. Draw attention to that. So you took 2 cards and put them aside. Now, you can, at this point, say, to even make it more random, I'll give the cards a quick shuffle. But I don't want my words in this case emphasizing my hands touched. But at the same time, without my words, I want to really emphasize to them the randomness of things. So I just pick up the cards and saying to them, so you cut the cards and you dealt the cards and all this kind of thing. I give each of the packets a quick overhand shuffle, that slip shuffle, keeping the ace at the bottom of this packet, okay? Just a little shuffle here, only a second, okay? And I'm doing this while I'm saying, okay, so you cut the cards at first, and you did it on impulse. You didn't do that for any particular reason. I think you'd agree that was pretty random. I'm just saying whatever. Give them all a quick shuffle. Done. Okay, leaving all the aces on the bottom. Now, speaking of random or not random, I'll tell you what, why don't you remove some cards from each packet, or if you want, 2 from here, 1 from there, none from there, 3 from there, 2 from there, whatever you want, okay? And so they grab a card. Again, totally random. 1, 2, they're going to take 3 here. I say, careful, it's almost a pattern. And they take 1 from there. I say, great. Okay, fine. Boom. Random on random on random. Now, what I prefer, you can have the spectator pick up the cards and count them one at a time down to the table. It's important they do it one at a time and they reverse the order as they count them. Okay, you can do that, real casual, but you got to be careful you don't come across as controlling. So if you're not sure, you can do it yourself. Okay, you can say, okay, now we've done all this random. Let's see if there's any kind of pattern forming here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 cards there, and 1, 2, 3, 4 cards here. That's kind of interesting, almost a kind of a pattern. We got 3 there. Okay, so not much of a pattern. And over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 there. So no pattern. Okay, which often, now, when you get a situation where there's 3 in each packet, or 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, you can of course say, oh, sort of a pattern forming. So you can do that here, and it allows you to be a real presenter of the trick. Now, by reversing the order of the cards, counting them down, I brought all the bottom cards to the top, so the aces are all on top. And as soon as I say at the end here, so really no pattern. I said, so it's been random, we haven't found any patterns, you've done everything. And as I'm saying that, sort of building now this really powerful ending, so much great theater. And I say, so random, but it's because everything we've done has been so random. So I'm taking these off the top really carefully, like I'm performing brain surgery on someone while talking, okay? Because everything is so random that when things come together in a surprising way, it seems like magic.